Going live. Going live. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning and good afternoon. Good morning and good afternoon. Good morning and good afternoon. Yeah, man. It's that time again, man. It's all we do is Wednesday. All we do is win Wednesday. It's that time again. Are we turned up? Turn me up. Turn me up in the headphones. Are we turned up? Is you turned up on this wild? All we do is win Wednesday. Is we turned up, man? Let's get turned up. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guideline. It is so important. Thank you to YouTube. We really appreciate YouTube providing this platform, this medium for us to have this discussion every day. The discussion is going off. This is the number one discussion on YouTube. This is the number one chat. This is the number one forum. So we got to say thanks and give props to YouTube for this platform. Another way we give props to YouTube for the platform is we show respect for the platform. We show respect and appreciation. The way we do that is you listen to these instructions. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. It's so important. It's not just words, it's words to live by. It's not just words, it's words to live by. Come on in and holler at your guy, man. Double tap, hit the like button as you come in, man. Wipe your feet as you come in, man. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Double tap, hit the like button. Yeah, just got my quarter, what they, the youngsters, man, trying to start a trend, man. But we've been doing this. I've been doing my quarter zip. Everybody who watch TikTok and you watch all the social media, you seen the viral trend, man, the quarter zip. So I brought out my quarter zip today. You know what I'm saying? It might be a quarter zip. It might be a quarter zip day, a quarter zip. I don't know, man. I got so many. I donated a couple of them, man. I donated a couple quarter zips. I had more than one, so I donated a couple. So I could have had a quarter zip for every day. I got a quarter zip for every bump on your face, man. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a nice Ralph Lauren. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. You can't even get this no more. You know what Ralph Lauren is seasonal. Certain colors are only available at certain stores. You know what I'm saying? I went to special, like there was a special Macy's downtown flagship Macy's that had a special polo store that had unique polo colorways. So this color with this polo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Quarter zip, man. Double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. You know where y'all at. Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. You heard it here first. Trump news, MAGA, magnificent, wild Wednesday. All we do is win Wednesday. Get your Trump hands, man. On Wednesday, we've been winning. That's all we do in MAGA. That's all we do in MAGA. Win. Wednesday, we just celebrate, man. Get your Trump hands, man, because that's all MAGA does, man. MAGA been kicking major butt, man. MAGA Wednesday, man. MAGA magnificent. All we do is win Wednesday. Get your Trump hands rolling. Get your Trump hands, do your Trump dance. Mrs. Perfect Timing said, looking good on my quarter zip, man. Shout out to the quarter zip gang, man. If you got a quarter zip, man, and you look good, put your quarter zip on, man. It's wintertime, man. They trying to bring a trend back, but we been doing this, man. All we do is win Wednesday, and we winning with the quarter zip. You see what she said, man? That's all we do is win, and we winning with the quarter zip. You got your quarter zip, put that on, man. What a day. Did you see the thumbnail? Mrs. Perfect Timing, take a look at that thumbnail, man. Quarter zip, hashtag quarter zip. Look at that thumbnail, man. Fire thumbnail today, man. Exploding all over the internet. Exploding all over the internet. Hakeem Jeffries. So much news. Look at Mrs. Perfect Timing with them custom emojis. Join the chat, man. Join the channel. When you like, share, and subscribe, you're going to get a plus sign. When you hit the plus sign, it's going to give you an option to join the channel. Right now, I've got a special for $2. a $2 holla, join the channel, get access to private videos, special live streams, special emojis available for you right now. Join the channel, support the live stream, support the cause, support us on YouTube. Let's go. This is a MAGA, conservative, forward, political discussion channel. Every day we debate politics. #1 channel. You don't have to agree with me. So a lot of people come in that are Democrats. A lot of people need education. A lot of the Democrats need education. I just have to be honest about it. A lot of Democrats come in with their emotions and they really don't know a lot about the facts. A lot of times they leave, they subscribe to the channel, they start listening to some of the MAGA conservative principles, and they start understanding that a lot of the things that they learned on the liberal social left was all propaganda. But you got to come here, man. You got to come in, you got to like, you got to share, you got to subscribe, you got to double tap. You got to participate to get the benefit of the knowledge and the gain of the Perfect Timing podcast, man. And all we do here is drop facts. You can call them MAGA facts. You can call them mega, you can call them, put mega facts in the chat. All we do is drop facts. Some of us call them mega facts. I like to call them MAGA facts. You could call them the mega MAGA facts. That's what we do here. We drop facts. The mega MAGA facts all day. Sit back and relax, take notes, and watch the hostess with the mostest, the fastest growing YouTube channel on YouTube, the most politically advantageous, courageous, outrageous, the stages, Perfect Timing podcast, man. And today we got a hell of a show today. Today, the episode, where we at yesterday, we was talking about the Epstein files and Donald Trump actually being the president that's going to go down in history for not only arresting Jeffrey Epstein, but releasing the Epstein files. Yes, I said it. The Republican-led majority, the Republican majority House passed the Jeffrey Epstein bill. You know, it's so important that we understand and break down this Jeffrey Epstein's, not just the story, but understand the political process. Why is this important? Because I was explaining to you this political process and the lack of understanding that people have of the branches of government, the political process, the Constitution, the constitutional articles, how a bill becomes a law, and how budgets get created. When we talked about the shutdown, there were a lot of people upset about the shutdown. To this day, most Americans, and I believe that was purposely designed and done by the Democrats, is so you don't understand the true dynamics of the shutdown. Tell me why there isn't many Democrats as there is Republican, less money to be made. Dante, Little Leg, Sinji, brother, I'm new. Shout out to you, brother. You can call is BS2. Can you introduce yourself? I just did, brother. Y'all just pay attention, man. Let me put y'all all on timeout, man. Y'all just pay attention, man. Pay attention, get ready to have a good time, man. Pay attention, get ready to have a good time. Pay attention, get ready to have a good time, man. All right? We're going to have a good time today. Pay attention, get ready to have, yes, it was a Democrat thing. Shout out to Jeff, man. Pay attention. Let's go have the debate. Let's have an intelligent discussion. Let's have a great show today. Oh, man. So yesterday we talked about the Jeffrey Epstein files, and finally we got Donald Trump supporting a vote to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. Over 100 Republicans support the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The House Oversight Committee that is ran by Republicans. The Congress right now is a Republican-led majority. The Senate is a Republican-led majority. So what we have happening right now is the Republicans leading the way to release the Epstein files, and I'm so proud about it. So what we had happen so far, if you keep it up to date, is that the Congress voted over 400. Only one person voted against the release in Congress. Congress voted, I think it was 420 to 1 yesterday to release the files. Then it went to the Senate. So where are we at now? Now what we're talking about is a bill. Do you guys understand? Just like the big, beautiful bill, this is just like the appropriations bill that the government that the Congress still owes the American people? Do you understand we still don't have a budget? What happened is we have a clean CR, the same clean CR that we had back in October, but we don't have a budget because the budget has to come in the form of a bill. It has to pass the House and has to pass the Congress and the Senate and then be signed into law by the president. That's what's happening with the Jeffrey Epstein files. Do you understand what's happening with the Jeffrey Epstein files? A bill was created by a bipartisan bill, Democrats and Republicans, being led by Republicans because the House is a majority were led by Republicans. They created a bill. It's called the Jeffrey Epstein bill. Did you guys know that? This is what the budget, this is the same process as a budget process. And if you understood the budget process, then you would understand what's happening on Capitol Hill right now with the Jeffrey Epstein files. And when people say release the files, how many Americans truly understand the process in the different branches of government? Dr. Naka back in the building. Shout out to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? When we talk about a budget, when we talk about a shutdown, when we talk about EBT, SNAP, when we talk about the big, beautiful bill, November 1st requirements, when we talk about all 42 million SNAP recipients needing to reapply for food stamps under brand new restrictions, do you understand what those brand new restrictions? There's only one way to do that. The only way to do that is by law. This is the confusion. This is the Democrats trying to cause protest and anger and hurt feelings, but not teaching politics. See, the only way that they can cut back on food stamps, cut back on WIC, cut back on cash aid is by law, right? Because a law was created. So the big, beautiful bill is a law that was signed into law. First, it was a bill. It was only a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. The big, beautiful bill. It was only one bill. The Democrats only had one job. Do you understand what I am teaching? I am teaching you the processes, and hopefully that you understand the processes so you understand when people say, that's how you know they're trolling when they say, release the files, release the files. It is not release the files. It is a process of government. It is create a bill. It is get that bill passed, and that bill must be signed into law. And then the people get what they want. Do you guys understand? See, the Democrats want you to believe that some magical person is in charge of your life, in charge of what happens with your life. There is no magical evil Trump like the South Park cartoon. No, we are a nation of laws. This is the thing that they don't want to teach you because they want to keep power. They want to keep influence. Do you understand what I'm teaching you this morning? You're watching the Perfect Timing Podcast. This is the #1 discussion for political advantage. Do you understand we are a nation of laws? No magical hand will be waved to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. We had to create a bill. The Republican House had to create a bill. That bill now is in the Senate. It just passed the Senate. Once the president signs it into law, no man can stop it. Do you understand what I'm teaching you this morning? Once it becomes a law, just like the restrictions, the brand new restrictions to food stamps, 42 million people have to reapply to food stamps. And people think it's because Trump is mean or Trump wants to. No. It's a brand new law. You understand we are a nation of laws. If you want things to change, and last week I gave a great education on what I mean by a nation of laws and how it is you use laws to change your life. I gave an example going back to Black people in America and the civil rights. And then I gave a recent example of the LGBTQ community using the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the fact that we are a country of laws to elevate their status in America in recent years. You understand what I mean by same-sex marriage becoming a legal law, and then by law, no man can stop it because we are a nation of laws. See, before the law, there was people in the way of LGBTQ people being in love and getting married, and then them passing on and inheriting and creating wealth. Because marriage is a contract. Marriage is about money and wealth. So the LGBTQ community got their rights. But how? In the form of a law. Do you understand we are a nation of laws? How do you get your rights? You have to create a law. And then no man Do you guys understand what I'm teaching you this morning? No man can get in your way. No man. See, there's no magical Trump. Trump has to abide by the law. Is it double tap and hit the like button? I'm teaching this morning. How y'all like my quarter zip? This is a Ralph Lauren quarter zip. How y'all like what we doing this morning? We teaching this morning. I said we are a nation of laws. I said we are a nation of laws. Donald Trump must follow the law. The Democrats and the Republicans must follow the law. When you are fighting for your rights, let's go to Me Too. Let's stay recent. Let's go to Me Too. Let's go to Time's Up. What happened when women in America felt like they were not receiving their rights? Well, you know what they did? They protested and they advocated to their political representatives. And they wanted brand new what? To help change their life. What did they want? Because they didn't want any man to stop them. And women understood that we are a nation of laws. So during Me Too and Time's Up, it wasn't just a protest. No, it was an education so they could get certain laws passed. Bills were put on the floor during Me Too protests. And with the momentum from women protesting in the streets, they passed laws. They passed law. Is anybody paying attention? Is anybody paying attention? And some of those laws that were passed led to an arrest, prosecution, and conviction of Sean P. Diddy Combs. Did you guys know that? Did you know Sean P. Diddy Combs and other Me Too men were prosecuted via Me Too laws? Can I get on my high horse this morning? Can I get on my high horse this morning? Can I do some teaching this morning? Do you know the recent mayoral race in New York? Former Governor Cuomo of New York. Let's have a talk about laws. We're a nation of laws. Well, the former Governor Cuomo of New York signed into law the bill that led to P. Diddy's prosecution and conviction. The law expanded the statute of limitations, allowing victims to go after their abusers going back 10 to 20 years, because before the law, you couldn't prosecute Sean Diddy Combs. So in order to get rights, in order to this is why this is the greatest country in the world. But I don't hear Democrat liberal media teaching my American brothers and sisters. I want Democrats and Republicans to be intelligent about politics. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. What we do here every day is have a political discourse. This is the Perfect Timing Podcast. I named it the Perfect Timing Podcast because it's the perfect time for America to have this discussion. See, people have said for a long time, it's not the right time for this. It's not the right time. Well, time's up. Time's up. It is the perfect time to get America on this page and they understand the three branches of government and how the system works. We are a country of laws. If you want things to change, you don't get on the internet and cry. Do you understand what I'm saying? I said if you want things to change,
I got my snap.
You don't get on the internet and cry. You make a law. Let me show you something. If you want things to change, Democrats, you don't get on the internet and whine and cry. You create bills and politics and consensus, and you get laws passed.
Benefits for this month. Super thankful to get any money at all to help with groceries. I got $16. Thankful, but still screwed. $16. What am I supposed to do with $16? Buy some pasta, some butter and bread, hope for the best. How is $16 going to last me 30 days? It won't. Straight up. That's not even enough for a week. And I know people are going to say, get a job, just work, just buy your own groceries. Hey, I do. Hey, I have a job. Okay? I have a job and I DoorDash. And I'm grinding on Facebook Marketplace trying to sell stuff. Hey, I'm bringing money in, okay? The problem is there's more money going out than there is coming in. Hence the food stamps. Hence me needing help from my government. And that's what the government is there for.
Oh, is that right?
That's what they're there to do. To help people, to make sure that their people stay fed.
Do you see the problem? Do you see why I have this show? Do you see the problem? Do you see the lack of understanding that this obese, large, big bottom individual who has a car and multiple jobs and don't look like she's ever missed a meal, but she does. She knows how to feed her fat face, but she don't know that the government is not there to feed you and wipe your ass. How many times, shout out to Alonzo Hall, the government is not here to wipe your ass. The government is not here to wipe your ass. The government does not cook up your top ramen and put it in your mouth. The government was not designed. We are a system and nation of laws. The government regulates, creates laws, and they're supposed to create a damn budget. They're supposed to create a budget to appropriate your taxes, so that we have community, we have running water when California catches on fire. See, this is why California burned down. This is why California burned down, because liberal Democrats think the government's supposed to feed you. No, you big, wide bottom individual, the government's not supposed to feed you. They are supposed to appropriate your taxes properly so that when a fire happens in California, 1,000 houses don't burn down to the damn ground because we don't have water. We don't have fire hydrants. We don't have firefighters and fire trucks. That's what the government does, you wide bottom fool. The government is not here to make fucking feed you, bro. That's not what the government does. What's wrong with y'all? The government, we are a nation of laws and we are a free country. You're free to eat and be as fat as you want. We notice that. We see that. You're free to eat as much as you want. You can eat whenever you want, however you want, whatever you want, and get as fat as you want. That is the freedom of America, but we don't pay for it. We have armies, we have soldiers to protect your right to be fat. You can be fat and a wide bottom idiot. We protect that right, but we don't give you the food to get fat. You are free to get fat. We protect your right to be obese, but we don't give you the food. You got to go get that yourself, but you live in the greatest country in the world where we will protect your right to be an obese idiot. Do you know in this country, we will protect your right? Soldiers don't say, I'm not going to protect her. She's an obese idiot. No, she's an American. She can be an obese idiot. But America, the government does not exist to put the food in her mouth. Everybody watching who's mad at me, you got to admit, the government does not exist to put food in your mouth. We are a nation of laws. Bill of Rights and Constitution. There are no articles in the Constitution. There are no rights that say the government, you have a right to food from the government. That's not in the Constitution. That's not in the Bill of Rights. No country says that. No country says that. But we do protect your right to pray to whatever God you want to, or to not pray at all. We do protect your right to be an idiot and say whatever you want and not say anything at all. Those are protected, inalienable rights that only exist in America, the greatest country in the world. But we don't give you the food, lady. God, what's wrong with y'all? We don't give you the food to get fat. don't give you the food to get fat. We are a nation of laws. The government exists to protect your rights, and there is a vehicle called the Bill of Rights and the Constitution that will allow you to create laws to improve your life. I gave you an example. This LGBTQ wide bottom person, life has improved via politics. In my lifetime, it was against the law for same-sex marriage. But LGBTQ people abdicated via politics. They didn't just whine and cry. How did LGBTQ plus people get the right to marry? Politics. That's what's so great about this country. Everybody has a right. Everybody has a right. Everybody has a right. That's why we live in the greatest country. I am so excited this morning because the Democrats are afraid. The Democrats are afraid that I'm going to teach you. The Democrats are afraid that I am going to teach you that you have rights. The Democrats are afraid that I am going to empower you to understand how it is you change your world. That the Democrats are not gods. The Democrats are not in control. You, as citizens, can create laws. Let's say you want corporate taxes. Let's say you want health care. Let's say you want the things you want. See, people in the chat don't understand. I'm an old person. Do you know people thought it was impossible to reverse Roe versus Wade? Some people thought it could never happen. Roe versus Wade is now down. Politics, Republican leaders, Tea Party politicians, a Republican president appointed conservative Supreme Court justices. Conservative Supreme Court justices changed that ruling. Politics. So a lot of people never thought same-sex marriage would be legal, but it happened. So people in the chat who can't believe what I am saying, will you please understand in recent time, let's go back to women. Let's go back to women's rights. Can we talk about recent political gains? What the government really does, the government doesn't feed you, but the government is very powerful. The government provides a very powerful tool. Can we talk about recent political gains where the political system, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and the three branches of government were used recently by a group of people? Those people were women, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters. Listen, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters said, time's up, me too. And they said, my quality of life at work is subpar. And they changed laws. They made statute of limitations wider so abusers could get taken out. Women, recent times, use politics, use the Constitution, use the Bill of Rights to improve the lives of American women. Do you know what happened globally? There was a ripple effect. Globally, after Me Too and Time's Up, globally, women improved their lives. See how great politics is? See how great the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are? Time's Up and Me Too didn't just improve the lives of women in America. It improved the lives of women globally, because that's usually how it works in American politics. That's how it works in American politics. I explained to you the other day, I said, with civil rights, when Black people in America, do you know how great America is? Listen to this story. Do you know how great America is? For everybody that says America is racist, where before Black people got civil rights in America, melanated people globally were treated like subclass citizens. But when Black people in America, listen to this, via civil rights, Black people, women, and children elevated in America via civil rights, politics becoming a law that you had to treat Black people, women, and children like equals. Do you know what happened to Black people, women, and children globally after the civil rights and after Black Americans and women in America were elevated by civil rights, globally, things started to change. You started seeing female politicians globally, Blacks globally. That was civil rights. The same thing happened with LGBTQ in America. You started seeing gay rights globally. Globally, America makes a change, Western society, and then the rest of the world has to follow Western society. You know how we do those changes? We do those changes by laws. This is a nation of laws. That's how we do these changes. That's what makes us great. I love doing this lesson. I love teaching these facts. Let's get into Epstein documents. Let's get into Epstein documents. Y'all want to hear the latest and the greatest. Let's get into the latest and the greatest on Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get into the latest and the greatest. Y'all see my my thumbnail? That is a great thumbnail. That is a great thumbnail. Man, come on, man. Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein files release. In a major bipartisan move, the Senate unanimously passed H.R. 4400. Now listen to this closely. I've been teaching you guys a lesson. So far, the Congress created the bill. The bill is called H.R. 4405. It was created in Congress. It passed yesterday in Congress, 400 votes to 1. Now, the next step is it needs to pass the Senate before going to Trump. I'm announcing to you right now that in a major bipartisan move, the Senate unanimously passed H.R. 4405, sending the bill to the president's desk, who has pledged to sign it into law. That's why I did my preface, my forward in the podcast. Thank you for watching. Double tap, hit the like button. Thank you for watching. Double tap, hit the like button. So the Epstein file release law bill that will become a law that will force everyone to release it has now passed the Congress, passed the Senate, and it is on its way to President Trump's desk. The legislation compels, listen to this. This is what I was teaching. It's not about a magical white man. It's not about an evil white man. It's about legislation and laws. We are a country of laws. The legislation compels the Justice Department to release its files on Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted offender who died in 2019 within 30 days of enactment. Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi confirmed the DOJ's timeline. However, the bill includes loopholes allowing the department to withhold sensitive materials, raising doubts about a full redacted disclosure. The House Oversight Committee also releases an additional 20 pages from the Epstein estate earlier this month. Trump has publicly supported the release, stating Republicans have nothing to hide. Now, what do you think about that? Democrats taking money from Jeffrey Epstein. Democrats taking money from Jeffrey Epstein. Brand new revelations from the Epstein estate documents. This is why Trump said, let's release the documents, because this is what's going to come out. From the $20,000 pages released, listen to this. Democrats taking money. We getting Epstein money. We getting Epstein money. We're getting Epstein money. New revelations from Epstein estate documents show House Democrat leader, not the Democratic leader, Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited, wait a minute, solicited, that means he called up Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey, what's up, homie? What's up, Jeff? What's up, Hakeem? What's up, Hakeem? What's going on with your brother? Yeah, Jeffrey, you know I'm running for Senate Majority Leader. I'm gonna need some of that Epstein money. We getting Epstein money. We getting Epstein money. Hakeem, you know I got you, Hakeem. I'm gonna send that money over to you right now. Thank you, Uncle Jeffrey. Thank you, Uncle Jeffrey. The Democrats is getting Epstein money. The Democrats is getting Epstein money. New revelations from the Epstein estate documents show House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. Shout out to you, Hakeem. We love you, Hakeem. We love you, Hakeem. We love you, Hakeem. Campaign solicited funds from firm Jeffrey Epstein. And listen to this. Hakeem Jeffries invited him to a fundraiser dinner to get to know Jeffries. This is the sad part. Do y'all want to know the sad and sick part about this? That this solicitation happened after Jeffrey Epstein's conviction. So remember yesterday I told you that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted. He had went to trial in 2008, convicted in 2009, went to prison. But I said to you that the Obama administration let Jeffrey Epstein out 6 months early. I said to you that the Obama administration let Jeffrey Epstein out 6 months early. I said the Obama your mama, Obama your black mama, Obama your black mama. I said the Obama administration let Jeffrey Epstein out 6 months early. Now, after Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of some of the most horrible crimes imaginable, Jeffrey Epstein got convicted and went to jail, pled guilty for some of the most horrible crime. He should have went to jail for the rest of his life. But Obama and Hillary Clinton said you could go home early, 6 months early. Now, after that, Hakeem Jeffries called him up on the phone. Call me. Jeffrey Epstein, call me. Hakeem Jeffries, after Jeffrey Epstein's conviction, after Jeffrey Epstein served time, I said, why wasn't Jeffrey Epstein on the registration list? How did Jeffrey Epstein get out of jail free? Who gave him his get out of jail free card? How did Jeffrey Epstein get his private plane back? After his conviction, how did Jeffrey Epstein still be in circles? And I got more news because he was texting Democrats. He was, in 2019, he still had close ties to the Democratic Party, so close, he was involved in Democratic Senate hearings via intimate text. Well, I get ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of what? Calm down. Calm down. Let's go back to Hakeem. I love you, Hakeem. I love you, Hakeem. I love you, Hakeem. Listen to this. New revelations, brand new, hot off the presses. I got the best news on YouTube. Brand new, no one talking about this. Did you know Hakeem Jeffries was in the pocket of Epstein? What did Hakeem do? Was Hakeem playing with the baby oil? Brand new revelations from Epstein estate. Documents show the House Democratic leader. He's not just anybody. Hakeem Jeffries is the leader. He's your Democratic leader. Is this your king? Is this your king? Is this Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited funds from a firm linked to Epstein, inviting him to a fundraiser dinner? Wait a minute. Who in the chat would have dinner with somebody convicted of the things Jeffrey not would you who would talk to someone? Who would take money from someone? Listen to this. Who would talk to a Jeffrey Epstein? Who would take money from a Jeffrey Epstein? But that's not it. Who would sit down and break bread with a Jeffrey Epstein? Your Democratic leader did it. This is perverted. Did you see my thumbnail? I am kicking butt on this YouTube. I am kicking major political butt on this YouTube. Hakeem Jeffries was going to have dinner with Jeffrey Epstein. They both named Jeff. Maybe it was a Jeff thing. I don't know no good Jeffs. Do you know any good Jeffries? I don't know no good Jeffrey. The only Jeffrey I knew that was a good Jeffrey was a giraffe, and he got fired. The only Jeffrey I knew that was a good Jeffrey was a giraffe, and he worked at Toys R Us. That's the only Jeffrey that I knew, Jeffrey the giraffe, that I could trust. I don't know no other good Jeffries. So check this out. Hakeem said he wanted to have a fundraiser dinner to get to know Jeffries. Why do you need to get to know someone who's been convicted multiple times? You know, Jeffrey Epstein wasn't convicted just of one charge. Jeffrey Epstein was charged with multiple crimes and convicted of multiple crimes, felonies, some of the worst crimes that you can get convicted of. How come Hakeem Jeffries didn't know that? Who wants to get to know someone who's a convicted felon? Who wants to have dinner with a convicted felon and get to know them? What do you want to know? Hakeem Jeffries, what did you want to know? Inquiring minds want to know, Hakeem Jeffries. Listen to this, you guys. The DNC, y'all know what the DNC is. The DNC is the convention. The DNC, remember Kamala Harris didn't go to convention. The DNC is the one who said Joe Biden is not running and Kamala Harris and Tim Walz was going to be your candidates. Do y'all know who the DNC is? You know Donna Brazile? Who knows Donna Brazile? Donna Brazile, who helped Hillary Clinton cheat in the debate by giving her questions to the debate. Who knows about Donna Brazile? Who knows about the DNC? Am I the only one who knows about politics in America? Who knows about the DNC? Who knows what the DNC is? Who know that Donna Brazile cheated in Hillary Clinton presidential debate? I know. Did you know? I know. Did you know? Who know about Kamala Harris? Who know the DNC chose Kamala Harris? Who said Kamala Harris not going to convention? Kamala Harris never got one vote. Kamala Harris never got one vote. Kamala, the DNC. Thank you, DNC. Who y'all want to know who gave us the presidency? You know who gave us the presidency? You know who helped Trump win the most? Can I get hashtag DNC? The DNC is the one who helped Trump. I'm going to just be honest. Who picked Tim Walz? Did any of you know who Tim Walz was? Oh, man. All right, so check this out. The DNC has retained $32,000 in decades-old Epstein donations. Wait a minute. The DNC got money from Epstein. So Hakeem Jeffries, listen to this. I'm not making this up. It's in the documents. You can look this up on the SEC filing, on the taxes, on the tax papers. Hakeem Jeffries got money from Jeffrey. Jeffrey gave Jeffrey money. And the DNC got money. And they still have, listen to this, your DNC. This is something that indignant. That's why I say Democrats. Indignant. They think they're so righteous. The Democrats think they're so righteous on the hill of righteousness and so right. But did you know your DNC was taking money for Jeffrey Epstein after his conviction? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? I really, really want to know that. Don't you know that the DNC took money from Jeffrey? Don't you know? And they still got the money. The DNC has retained, listen to this, not only did they accept, solicit, and receive, they kept the money. They still have $32,000 that they got from Jeffrey Epstein because he was donating over decades, not just once, but he continuously donated to the point where your Democratic Party still has dirty money. I said it. Your Democratic Party is playing in the dirty pool. Your Democratic Party still has dirty money. 32,000 old Epstein donations. Unlike other Democrats who returned the money. Listen to this. The DNC kept 32,000. Other Democrats gave back the money. Not your DNC. Epstein donated to several Democratic campaigns and causes in the 1990s and early 2000s, including figures like Bill Clinton. The White House criticized Democrats for lacking transparency on these ties amid the files released. Thank you, House Oversight Committee. Thank you, House Republicans. Thank you for releasing the files and letting out this truth bomb. Truth bomb. Let's look up. What Dems did Jeffrey Epstein donate to and how much and how long? Let's do some research. I love on the flow, on the go, live research. Jeffrey Epstein donations to Democrats, key recipients and amounts and timelines. Jeffrey Epstein, convicted offender and financier who died in 2019, was a prolific, listen to this, he was a prolific political donor, primarily to Democrats. You can't make up these facts, bro. I'm reading your facts right now, Joker. Listen up to the facts, Jack. Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted offender and financier who died in 2019. He was a prolific political donor, primarily to Democrats. From the late 1980s through the early 2000s, he was arrested in 2008. So his whole life that he was rich, he donated to the Democrats for over 50 years, with some contributions extending into 2010 after his conviction. Let's say after his conviction, Epstein was still giving the Democrats money in 2010. Yes, he was. According to Federal Election Commission, FEC records tracked by OpenSecrets.org and reports by outlets like ABC News, Business Insider, and CNBC, Epstein donated over $140,000 to Democratic federal candidates and committees between 1989 and 2003. Plus, even more money. Double tap at the like button. I'm going to ask a favor right now. Everybody watching, back at it like a crack addict, automatic like a phlegmatic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last. We're going to get this done real fast in the blast. I need everybody watching right now to double tap and hit the like button. I'm going to ask right now, everybody watching who's enjoying the podcast, if you have been watching and you've enjoyed and you've learned anything and you benefit and you like what you're watching, double tap, hit the like button. I'm going to ask a favor. If everybody right now watching hits the like button, I really, truly appreciate it. I want to say thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to everybody who's already hit the like button. I truly appreciate it. If you're watching on a cell phone and you're afraid to tap the screen because you don't want to go to someone else, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can get right back. You can get, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Mark. You can get right back. I know a lot of people watching me don't want to miss anything, so you don't want to hit the screen. You don't want to mess it up. I need you to double tap and hit the like button. So important. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you, man. God be real. Thank you. We just getting started. Somebody said 140,000. Epstein donated over 139,000 to Democratic federal. I rounded up to 140. It says over 139, so I said 140. Just so I can be exact. So I love when you check my facts. Check the facts, baby. Let me get some of this raspberry hibiscus tea. How you like the quarter zip, Polo? How you like the quarter zip? Shout out to the quarter zip gang. How you like the quarter zip, Polo? How you like the quarter zip? Hashtag quarter zip Polo in the chat. Everybody, all the debonair, dapper men out there, go ahead and go put on your quarter zip Polo real quick. Check this out. Over 139,000 Democratic federal candidates in committee between 1989 and 2003, plus an additional 8,000 in sporadic gifts. So he was giving gifts to Democrats. What kind of gifts? The state, for an example, to state races and later federal cycles. His giving largely stopped after 2003 amid early legal scrutiny, but resumed selectively post 2008 conviction. Ain't that something? Epstein's donations favored high-profile Democrats and party committees, often through direct gifts, joint fundraising, or affiliated PACs. Now remember, Hakeem Jeffries solicited Jeffrey Epstein to have dinner and get money. This is just a fact. I'm giving you the facts. Many recipients returned or redirected their funds after his 2019 arrest. The DNC kept 32,000. I'm going to read that again. Many recipients returned the money or redirected the funds after 2019. That means they had the money. The Democrats are dirty. That means after 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, your Democrats was taking and benefiting from Jeffrey Epstein dollars. You can't make this up. Citing ethical concerns, though some older institutions' donations were retained. Some people kept the money. Below, I'm going to summarize the most notable Democratic recipients based on verified FEC data and contemporaneous reporting. Note, exact totals can vary slightly by source due to bundling or joint funds. These are aggregates from primary records. No evidence shows donations to Hakeem Jeffries' campaigns despite a 2013 solicitation email from his funding firm. Check this out. Democratic National Committee, that's your DNC, $32,000 of $80,000. So they got $80,000 from Jeffrey Epstein, and they still have $32,000 of it. Thank you, Democrats. Part of a broader 80,000 plus DNC from late mid-90s, early 2000s via direct and joint funds. DNC kept the 32,000 as decades old and spit no return despite 2019 pressure. They didn't give it up despite the pressure. Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, the DSCC, that's your Chuck Schumer, $29,000 to the Democrat senators. Can y'all believe this? Up to his conviction. Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee, the DCC. And let me say this part too. The Democratic senators, they didn't return the money. They kept the money. The DCC, $10,000 in 2018, they gave the money back. It was an unsolicited check, immediately returned days after receipt amid Epstein legal issues. So Epstein was trying to pay for help. These were like bribes, and the DCC gave the money back immediately, but not the senators and not the, this is dirty pool. This is dirty, dirty, dirty. Chuck Schumer, did you not know it? I knew this was coming. This is why Chuck Schumer was deflecting. Chuck Schumer, Senate Minority Leader for the Democrats. Chuck Schumer, Democrat Senate Minority Leader, $22,000, $22,000, Chucky baby, in over a 7-year period, 1992 to 1993. No, I'm sorry, 1992 to 1999, over a 7-year period. Chuck Schumer was getting Epstein money. Chuck Schumer getting Epstein money. Via House and Senate campaigns and joint fundraising, Schumer donated an equivalent. Oh man, Chuck Schumer, you full of it. Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton Presidential Campaign and Foundation, $2,000 plus $25,000. Oh my God, Bill Clinton, $25,000 to the Clinton Foundation. You know that foundation that was supposed to be helping the kids in Jamaica, and Jamaica got lost their money, and the kids was on the plane, and we're not supposed to talk about the kids on the plane in Jamaica, and the kids getting lost in the Clinton Foundation, and Jeffrey Epstein. Isn't it something? Remember that story about the Clinton Foundation? Isn't that something that now we learn about a guy named Jeffrey Epstein? When we first heard about the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation in Jamaica and the kids and the lady on the plane, they kind of swept it under the rug. Imagine if we had the knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein Island at the same time as we heard about the Clinton Foundation and the scandal. Imagine what we would have entertained. So what really happened? Where was she going with those children on that plane? What really was going on? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? We subpoena, part of the details today is a Clinton subpoena, Shockwave. The Clintons have been subpoenaed in correlation to all of these things. Clinton Foundation, Jamaica, Jeffrey Epstein, James Comey, the Russia hoax, the Steele dossier, and the Hillary Clinton server. The Hillary Clinton server. How many people want to know the truth behind why James Comey did what he did and why he didn't prosecute Hillary for that private email server, but then they went after Donald Trump? These are great questions. This is our government. These are our leaders. We deserve to know the truth. And now we learn Bill Clinton received $25,000 to their foundation. This is after Clinton was president. They said, listen to this. I'm going to give you some dates. This is pretty sick. It's pretty fucking sick. It's pretty fucking sick. 1992 to 2006. They first started investigating him in 2003. Bill Clinton fucked with Jeffrey Epstein up until the very end. Bill Clinton was in the birthday book. How many people saw my show yesterday? How many people saw my show yesterday where I revealed to you House Oversight Committee released a birthday book? Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. Ghislaine Maxwell created a leather-bound book with cartoons, nude photographs, and lo and behold, a birthday note from the president, Bill Clinton. Yes, a birthday book when Jeffrey Epstein turned 50, but Bill Clinton had known Jeffrey Epstein for over 20 years. When Jeffrey Epstein turned 50, Bill Clinton had known him. This birthday was in 2003. Jeffrey Epstein turned 50 in 2003. He was donating to Bill Clinton in 1992. He's known Bill Clinton since the 80s. That's documented. Somebody verify that for me in the chat. He's known Bill Clinton since the 80s. That's verifiable. He's been donating to Bill Clinton since the 1990s, the early 90s. And Bill Clinton wrote him a happy birthday in 2003 for his 50th birthday party. He was giving gifts to Bill Clinton in the sum of $25,000 up to 2006. They first started investigating him in 2003. He was convicted in 2008. You could assume in 2006, Bill Clinton should have known. Everybody else knew in 2003. John Kerry, I didn't know John Kerry. John Kerry took money from Epstein. Oh my God. So let's do a recap. Can we do a recap? Let's do a recap. What we're doing today is talking about what Democrats took Epstein money. So far, we got Chuck Schumer with $22,000. We got Bill Clinton with over $25,000. Now we got John Kerry with $10,000. They say John Kerry knew Epstein and received money from Epstein starting in 1991, you guys. I wish I could make this stuff up. 1991, 2002, and 2004 Senate campaigns. And he donated to the John Kerry presidential campaign. Who recalls when John Kerry ran for president? It said Jeffrey Epstein donated thousands of dollars to the 2004 John Kerry presidential campaign. Wow. That's a wow. We're doing shocking revelations this morning. I didn't know that was coming out. Oh, Stacy. Oh, Stacy. Stacy Plastic. Oh, Stacy. Stacy Plastic. This is the Democrat. I told you. Oh my God. Look how much money. Oh my God. This is the Democrat. I told you who was texting Jeffrey Epstein during a Trump investigation in 2019. She got $8,000 plus $2,000 3 times. The max contributions. So Jeffrey Epstein gave Stacy the max contribution, initially kept donating. Let's read the story about Stacy. Oh, it's Stacy. You know, Stacy is a cheating hoe. Oh, Stacy, Plastic hoe. Epstein documents show Delegate Stacy Plastic texted him during 2019 Trump hearing. You can't make it up. Newly released Thank you to the House Oversight Committee. Newly released Jeffrey Epstein estate documents reveal that U.S. Virgin Islands delegate Stacey Plaskett exchanged real-time text messages with the convicted sex offender during the February 2019 House Oversight Committee. That's how close he was to the Democrat Party. During the hearing, she questioned Michael Cohen about Donald Trump associate Rona Graff. Plaskett office confirmed the communication has routine input from various sources, noting Epstein's prior $30,000 campaign donation. Oh my God, $30,000 campaign donation in 2018, when she returned. When she returned. After his arrest, redirected to now, so she didn't return it. She claimed to redirect it to a nonprofit. I bet she owned that nonprofit. Republicans are demanding explanations amid bipartisan efforts to unseal Epstein files. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Get information to get at the truth. I believe that Jeffrey...
Let's go to the tape. Let's go to the tape. Thank you, everybody, for watching, man. We're having a great day, great show today.
Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals...
Move forward? Did you hear what she said? Oh my God, this is the Democrats. Anybody in my want to move forward every day? My chat be trolling me. Democrat, hey, everybody. Hey, move forward. All you trolls in my chat, don't release the files. Move forward. Hey, you guys, this is video of a Democrat, Stacey Plaskett from the Virgin Islands. She was on the phone with Jeffrey Epstein during a Senate investigation into Michael Cohen, and she was taking advice. I'm going to read to you their conversation. But right now, it's absolutely laughable. Her trying to excuse her friendship with a known sex offender. It's disgusting. The Democrats are disgusting. How low will they go? How low will they go to get what they want? So in order to frame Donald Trump, you made friends with a sex offender.
I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender.
I don't know. She said, wait, what do you mean? Because at the time, everybody watching right now, double tap, hit the like button. I'm a joke. No, this individual is a joke. Your Democrat leadership, they just double talk and lie. And this woman just said, wait a minute, what do you mean move forward? Because at the time in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was...
Because at the time he wasn't doing moving things.
Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted sex offender. She knew that. She is letting him help her. I just want to ask anybody in the chat, would you take the help of a person like Jeffrey Epstein? Everybody in the chat right now, would you take money from a Jeffrey Epstein to help you create a business? Would you take the advice, and would you call him on the phone and be his friend and ask him for advice and help? Are you that kind of person that would be friends with the Jeffrey Epstein? Look at Emilio. Hell no. James, no. Well, Matt, if you're a Democrat, your brain is a joke. Thank you. I would run from it. Sandra said I would run from it. Dale said no. Todd said hell no. Well, guess what, you guys? We're going to meet someone who thinks it's just fine. Thank you, Democrats. I love you, Democrats. Democrats, you make it so easy for me.
I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender. And it had been detailed, all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can. I believe that
that was beautiful. Oh, Stacy Plastic. Oh, Stacy Plastic. Oh, you no.
in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things. I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed, all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of
She said, wait, I just need to better understand this, because at the time he was a convicted sex offender. It had been detailed for 10 years. Why were you talking to him? And she said, well, there's a lot of people. Let's move forward. Why when it's the Democrats? Can somebody in MAGA help me out? Can somebody in MAGA help me out? Why when it's a Democrat who is in trouble, the answer is move forward? When it's Donald Trump, we have to talk about Epstein 5 years after his death. Let me say something. Epstein is not only dead. Listen to this. Everybody paying attention today. Epstein is not only dead, he was convicted guilty twice. Why are we talking about Epstein? She just said, move on. So when it's a Democrat, when it's a black woman and a Democrat, it's okay to move on. When it's an evil white man, we have to talk about Jeffrey Epstein every day and don't do politics. Despite the fact that Jeffrey Epstein is dead and that he got convicted guilty twice. Jeffrey Epstein got found guilty twice. This is for the victims. Let me play another video. Y'all don't care about the victims. Let me play another video because y'all don't care about the victims. They don't care about the victims. No, they do not care about the victims. They do not care about the victims. Stop acting like you care about the victims.
This woman should be in.
You do not care about the victims. Let's go to the tape. Stacy Placid. Let's go to the tape. Stacy Placid. Now, 2019. She did this in 2019.
This woman should be in jail. Literally, Hillary Clinton should be behind bars. And so should the people who worked for her who did this. This is so blatantly corrupt. She wanted to distract from her email scandal. She cooked up a plan to accuse Trump of being a Russian agent in order to distract from her own legitimate scandal. She made up a scandal about Trump being a Russian asset. And they banked on the intel agencies working with her to perpetuate this lie, and it appears they were only too happy to assist. That's what this scandal's about. Pieces of it we knew. New pieces are coming in by the day thanks to these declassifications. And it's downright shocking. Do not believe that there's no there there. The people who are saying that are wrong. They're wrong.
Amen. Amen. We doing God's work. Shout out to the beautiful Megyn Kelly. That's a beautiful white woman. That's a beautiful white woman. Shout out to the beautiful Megyn Kelly. That's a beautiful white woman. Man, I need this video I was watching earlier. That's Comer. Where is the video I was watching earlier? Man, that's Hakeem Jeffries. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Himself during a
Hakeem Jeffries, Stacey Plassick. Now remember what we just played, and now let's go to the video. It's pitiful. It is pitiful. I agree, but you're not getting these facts anywhere else. Thank you for watching. Double tap, hit the like button. Everybody right now, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Somebody give me a super chat. I don't see no super chats. Hold on. We're going to go to the Hakeem. We're going to go to the Stacey Plassick. Let me get some shit up here. Let me get a goal. Let me get a goal. My goal is live. I got my goal up there. Any questions? The live chat is on. Everybody doing well, okay? Thank you, everybody. Okay, community moderation. What else can I do up here? Start a poll. I'm gonna start a poll. Would you have dinner with Jeffrey? Would you have dinner with Jeffrey Epstein? Y'all answer the question for me. Would you have dinner with Epstein? That's it. That's the poll right there. All right. Would you have dinner? Can't see myself. Can y'all see me? I don't know where to put it. There you go. Start poll. All right. I started the poll. So we got the poll. We got the poll. Can you see me? All right. We got the poll. Answer the poll. Answer the question. Vote in the poll. Double tap, hit the like button. Follow the we have a gift goal. Hit the goal. Help me hit my goal. Double tap, hit the like button. Subscribe, share, and thank you for watching. Now let's get to this great video evidence about Stacey Plassick and the Democrats working with Jeffrey Epstein up until 2019. The Democrats working with Jeffrey Epstein until 2019.
If it was a Republican that was caught texting Jeffrey Epstein himself during a congressional hearing, you liberals would be losing your godforsaken minds. This woman was caught red-handed texting Jeffrey Epstein, and where is y'all's outrage about it? Because right now I hear crickets. I don't hear shit coming from y'all. And this is exactly what I'm getting so beyond fed up with. The fact that y'all never call out the weird bullshit behavior within your own party. Y'all love to pick and choose what to be outraged about because it depends on who it pertains to. Because let's be honest, y'all really don't give a fuck about those victims. All y'all care about is seeing Trump's name on that list. Y'all gotta remember something. Actions speak louder than words. And right now, the actions are speaking very loud. Like I said, this right here just proves that y'all truly do not actually care about any victim. You never have. So stop the damn bullshit.
I love it. I love it. Stacey Plassick was texting Jeffrey Epstein during the Senate investigation. Do you guys want to see? I said I got the messages. I got the messages. Everybody in the chat been wanting to know the data. I got the messages, baby. I got the messages. I got the proof. I'm cooking. I'm the one cooking. I'm cooking. DG, the only one cooking is me. The only one cooking right now is me. I'm the only one cooking. These are the text messages between Stacey Plassick and Jeffrey Epstein. While grilling Michael Cohen, Stacey Plassick was texting Jeffrey Epstein live while she was at work. Epstein said to her, "Ask about Moscow project." Plassick said, "Quick, I'm up. What else?" Epstein said, "Push Stormy payoff." Epstein, after the questions that he gave her, Epstein wrote her, Good work. She used his exact words to smear Trump. She used his exact words to smear Trump. Jeffrey Epstein was the real puppet master. This isn't oversight, it's obstruction. Do you guys understand what she did? Do you guys understand what she did? She had Epstein on the cell phone. Do you understand what I'm explaining to you this morning? She had Jeffrey Epstein on the cell phone. During the investigation, she had Jeffrey Epstein on the cell phone during the investigation. And Epstein is talking to her. Hey, baby girl, what's up, Stacy? What's going on? You got that money I sent you? Stacy, do me a favor. Ask Michael Cohen about the Moscow project. Stacy goes back to him and says, hey, Jeffrey, it's going to be my turn. Can you help me? Tell me, what should I say? This is unbelievable. This is 2019. Jeffrey Epstein had been convicted in 2009. This is 10 years after his conviction. You have a Senate, you have a major Democratic leader in a House Oversight Committee, and there, Michael Cohen went to prison, you guys. Michael Cohen is Trump's lawyer. This was the Stormy Gate, and he ended up going to jail. He lost everything. He lost everything and went to jail. Lo and behold, on the phone was Jeffrey Epstein. As we listened to Stormy Daniels, as we saw Michael Cohen go to jail, lose everything, get fired, who knew on the phone was Stormy Daniels? On the phone was Epstein. Epstein was steering the whole investigation. This is sick to find out. Hey, Terry, thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry, for your support. Thank you for watching. I hope you got some good information today. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Now, Jeffrey Epstein said, ask about the Moscow project. Plastic said, quick, I'm up. What else? Epstein said, push the Stormy payoff. The whole Stormy Daniels was Jeffrey Epstein. How many people knew Jeffrey Epstein was behind the whole Stormy Daniels story? Jeffrey Epstein told them to push Stormy payoff. And then after it was over, Epstein said, good work. What else do we have to say? Who is Epstein working with, and who is working for Epstein? It's like the Democrats are working for Epstein. This is what everybody has been suggesting, that Epstein had people on his side, but they said Epstein was using this honeypot scheme. But I see Jeffrey Epstein using money. Jeffrey Epstein used money and influence, because even after his 2008 conviction, he still had this type of connection to Senate Democrats and congresswomen in the Congress, to the point where they would have him on a live phone call during a Michael Cohen investigation in 2019. We're not really being told the whole story, because none of us can call someone who is a congressional person while they're at work, let alone while they're doing a major investigation and a major takedown of Trump. Can anybody call their representative? I don't even know the phone number of my local congresswoman, let alone have her on speed dial and have an intimate relationship that I can text, where I can text my local congresswoman while she's at work, while she's prosecuting Michael Cohen. Do you understand the level of intimacy here? I think he was Jedediah. I think he was doing that and more. I think he was doing, let's Jedediah. This is what a lot of intelligent people are leaving out. Remember, I took a segue. Here. We're having a great show. I took a segue to Stacy. Why did I take a segue to Stacy Plassett? Why did I take a segue to Stacy Plassett? Well, let me go back. Let me go back to Groke. Does anybody know why we took a segue to Stacy Plassett? Let me go back to growth, because I think Jeffrey Epstein was up to a lot. If you take a look at my evidence, this is my evidence right here. These are the people and how much money Jeffrey Epstein donated to the prominent Democrats. Chuck Schumer, 22,000. Bill Clinton, 2,000 plus 25,000. John Kerry, 10,000. Now look at the dates. John Kerry, 91, 2002, and 2004. Jedediah wanted to ask me, do you think Epstein was using the Democrats for his own benefit? Yes, but not just on Trump, on everything. Not just about Trump. Jedediah, he was the king. He was manipulating for, it's like whenever he needed to pull a string. Whenever he needed to pull a string, it was not just about Trump. It was about him and his power and influence. Okay, now there goes Stacey. Here goes Stacey right here. 2016, 2018. So Stacey, not only was she on the phone with Jeffrey Epstein, but she took money from Jeffrey Epstein. 2016, he donated 3 max contributions to Stacey's campaign. John Kerry took money in 2004. Bill Clinton took money in 2006. What else do we have? Chuck Schumer took money to 1999. The Democratic Congressional Campaign took 10,000, and the Democratic Senatorial Campaign took 29,000. The Democratic DNC took 32,000. All this is money donated by Jeffrey Epstein to not only the Democratic Party, but prominent Democratic leadership, some of them like Chuck Schumer and Stacey Plaskett, who is still in power today. Bill Richardson, Democrat of New Mexico, $50,000 in 2006 for his gubernatorial race. Chris Dodd, Democrat Senator campaign, $1,000, part of a $77,000 from 1999 to 2003. Chris Dodd. These are your favorite Democrats. These are your favorite Democrats. Other New Mexico Democrats, Bill Richardson, I know that name, $12,000. He got money from Epstein from 1993 to 2006. How many years was Bill Richardson in the pocket of Jeffrey Epstein? How many? 93 to 2000, that's 7 years. 7 plus 6, that's 13 years. Bill Richardson receiving money, being Jeffrey Epstein's friend. Jeffrey Epstein having this level of influence over Democrat leaders, 13 years. Heath Schuler, Democrat of North Carolina, $1,000 in 2008 and 2006. You know, he got prosecuted in 2008. Do you guys see what I'm painting a picture? I'm painting a picture here. You guys are following me with this picture I'm painting? So I am showing how you have influence to have your private plane. How do you have influence after being convicted of a sex offender? How do you get your private plane? After being convicted, how do you get your private island? After being convicted, you're still donating to Hakeem Jeffries. Thank you, James. After being convicted, you're still having dinner with Hakeem Jeffries. After being convicted, you're donating money to prominent Democrats. And you have influence. So when you say, why was he? Jeffrey Epstein donated money to have these type of connections. He was able to have on his phone, his cell phone. Imagine how powerful Jeffrey Epstein was before his arrest. On his cell phone, he had people like Chuck Schumer, people like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, people like Stacey Plaskett, where he could text them. He had intimate friendships with high-profile Democrat leadership up until 2019. This is a bombshell of a story today. It wasn't about Trump. It was about his power and will to do what he wanted. We don't know who's running America. Do you watch Candace Owens? We don't know who's running America. He gave so much money to so many different Democrats. You got to understand he's not thinking small. Epstein was not playing small ball. He gave money to the DNC. The DNC chooses the president. The DNC chose Kamala. That means Jeffrey Epstein was the kind of donor that could be a delegate, that had friends do it. Do you guys know how the president is chosen? Do you know about the Electoral College? Do you know what type of people are on the Electoral College? People like Epstein, people like Leslie Wexner, the Jeffrey Epstein's friends. Do you know how the president is elected? The president is elected via the Electoral College. Billionaires, financiers, businessmen. Jeffrey Epstein was in the game, baby. Jeffrey Epstein was in the game. When you are donating at that level to the DNC, when you are donating at that level to the senators, an individual, John Kerry ran for president. He donated to John Kerry's president. If he is influenced in the DNC, he might have been the one who said, pick John Kerry. That's the kind of influence Jeffrey Epstein had. He's helping choose the presidential candidates. We don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. We don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. Icarus. He got too close to the sun, Jedediah. He got too close to the sun. But you know what was sick, Jedediah? You know what's sick? How old was Jeffrey Epstein in 2019? Because for everybody, for all of you people who supposedly care, the Democrats, you don't care. The Democrats don't care. The Democrats were helping him and working with him in 2019, not helping victims. Why didn't Stacey Placid had Epstein victims on the phone? Why aren't you not texting with Stormy Daniels? You're a woman. You're a prosecutor. Why you have the criminal abuser, the bad guy? You on the phone with the bad guy, not the victims? How old was Jeffrey Epstein in 2019? My point is he was old. He had already done his dirt. He was 50 in 2003. In 2003, Jeffrey Epstein turned 50. I showed you the birthday book yesterday. In the birthday book from 2003, Bill Clinton said, happy birthday to Jeffrey Epstein. So in 2019, he was what? That's almost 15 years later. Jeffrey Epstein is 65. He's done his damage. When he's arrested in 2009, he done his damage. He had been being a billionaire philanthropist, influencing politics in America for over 50 years. Can we have a real talk this morning? Can we have a real honest talk this morning? The Democrats want to distract you from the truth. Don't think about Jeffrey Epstein and Trump. Think about what I taught you this morning. Jeffrey Epstein was 65. He already helped Bill Clinton become president. Bill Clinton, the person who had sex with a 23-year-old girl in the White House while he was president, while he was married, and his wife was in the house. Bill Clinton is a dirty, nasty motherfucker. Epstein helped Clinton. For all we know, Epstein was influential in the DNC because we see him in 1992. We see Epstein in 1992 having influence in the DNC. Honestly, American people watching me, we don't know anything. It is scary what we could learn about how American politics truly work. This is why some people in MAGA would like to get rid of the Electoral College. Does anybody know who is part of the Electoral College? Do you know how the system of electing the president works? What type of influence would you have as a billionaire donor to the DNC and the Democrat? Does anyone understand Electoral College? Am I only speaking to children today? I assume sometime I talk ahead of my audience. Sometime I get ahead of my audience and I apologize. I assume you understand what I mean. I assume you guys understand that your votes don't elect the president. But maybe you don't, because over the last administration, 10 million people came here, and the Democrats got a whole bunch of people ready to vote who are not citizens and may not understand their vote doesn't elect the president. The president is elected by electoral votes. Now, who is in the electoral college? Scary, right? You know what's more scary? That you don't know. Not that a lot of you know about the electoral college, right? And you know that California has a lot of electoral votes, Florida has electoral votes. How many of you know who's in it? You don't elect the people in the electoral college. It's a secret. It's a secret ballot. In America, we have a secret ballot for president. And you, as a citizen, you don't even know who has a vote. You just know you don't have a vote. It's kind of scary. I don't want to get bogged down on the electoral college, but it's kind of scary when you think about the influence of a Jeffrey Epstein. And I was just speaking to Jedediah's point about why would Jeffrey Epstein donate so much money across the board? Why would Jeffrey Epstein give hundreds of thousands of dollars, not only to Chuck Schumer, not only to John Kerry, but to the actual DNC leadership? This is, I'm just educating you guys. I'm just educating you guys. Let me play this video again.
If it was a Republican that was caught.
Let's play this video again. So what we're talking about this morning, Jeffrey Epstein was friends with a Democrat in 2019. I just showed you the text messages from a Democrat in 2019. Jeffrey Epstein was 65. In 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was 65 years old and a convicted sex offender, and Democrats were still having conversations and accepting donations.
If it was a Republican that was caught texting Jeffrey Epstein himself during a congressional hearing, you liberals would be losing your godforsaken minds. This woman was caught red-handed texting Jeffrey Epstein, and where is y'all's outrage about it? Because right now I hear crickets. I don't hear shit coming from y'all. And this is exactly what I'm getting so beyond fed up with. The fact that y'all never call out the weird bullshit behavior within your own party. Y'all love to pick and choose what to be outraged about because it depends on who it pertains to. Because let's be honest, y'all really don't give a fuck about those victims. All y'all care about is seeing Trump's name on that list. Y'all gotta remember something. Actions speak louder than words. And right now, the actions are speaking very loud. Like I said, this right here just proves that y'all truly do not actually care about any victim. You never have. So stop the damn bullshit.
Amen. You never cared about a victim and you never have. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister, for that spirited, powerful soliloquy. You never cared about a victim and you never have. You never cared about the victims and you never have. Straight up. Straight up.
Important people that you subpoenaed early on, or excuse me, that you asked to voluntarily cooperate. They didn't schedule their interviews. Now there's a subpoena. But Bill and Hillary Clinton, if they continue to duck you, will you take them to court? Will you try to enforce a subpoena? Will you go the Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro route?
100%. We're going to go that route. We expect to hear from Bill and Hillary Clinton. Look, Donald Trump's answered questions for years about Jeffrey Epstein. Every day he gets asked questions about Epstein and he answers them in front of the American people. We've subpoenaed Republicans and Democrats. 2 Republicans have come forward, Bill Barr and Alex Acosta. They did interviews and deposition, and those were tough, but they did them. They didn't back down. Other Democrats have sent letters that saying they knew nothing about Epstein, which would hold in court if something ever comes out that they did know something, then they committed perjury there. But the Clintons have never responded. They're the one group in this investigation that's never had to answer questions in front of a credible reporter, and they've never certainly answered questions from attorneys or members of Congress. So we expect the Clintons to come in, or I expect the Clintons to be met with the same fate that Bannon and Navarro were met with when the Democrats were in control.
The Clintons have never had to answer questions about Jeffrey Epstein. That is a fact. Every time I'm live, release the file. Donald Trump. The other day, what did Donald Trump say? I've never been to Epstein Island. I've never been to Epstein Island.
Why was George Stephanopoulos at Epstein's home in 2010, chumming it up, having dinner with him after he pleaded guilty to solicitation of sex with a minor, which, as I've said countless times, is not a thing. There's no such thing as a minor prostitute. That's rape. That's what that is. But they allowed him to plead guilty to that. It was on the record. And by the way, Katie Couric knows full well that you cannot solicit a minor prostitute. That's rape. So does George Stephanopoulos. He's really big on cross-examining Nancy Mace on how Trump raped E. Jean Carroll, which is a lie that cost ABC News $16 million. So George Stephanopoulos knows full well the definition of that word, and yet he went anyway. Those two journalists, NBC and ABC respectively, went and sat with Jeffrey Epstein at his home where these alleged crimes occurred for dinner, knowing all of that.
What? I can't believe it. Double tap, hit the like button. Bombshell, shocking news. Hakeem Jeffries having dinner with Jeffrey Epstein. Stacey Plassick having Jeffrey Epstein. George Stephanopoulos having dinner with Jeffrey Epstein. Chuck Schumer taking money from Jeffrey Epstein. Hakeem Jeffries taking money from Epstein. John Kerry, presidential took money from Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, double tap, hit the like button. Number one podcast. Run it back, Megan. Megan Kelly from the top. Megan Kelly from the top.
Here's what I want to know. Why was Katie Couric, why was George Stephanopoulos at Epstein's home in 2010, chumming it up, having dinner with him after he pleaded guilty to solicitation of sex with a minor, which, as I've said countless times, is not a thing. There's no such thing as a minor prostitute. That's rape. That's what that is. But they allowed him to plead guilty to that. It was on the record. And by the way, Katie Couric knows full well that you cannot solicit a minor prostitute. That's rape. So does George Stephanopoulos. He's really big on cross-examining Nancy Mace on how Trump raped E. Jean Carroll, which is a lie that cost ABC News $16 million. So George Stephanopoulos knows full well the definition of that word, and yet he went anyway. Those two journalists, NBC and ABC respectively, went and sat with Jeffrey Epstein at his home where these alleged crimes occurred for dinner, knowing all of that. And these holier-than-thou media outlets like CNN, The Daily Beast, and so on, where is their outrage about that? Truly, why aren't they asking questions about people like that who openly fraternized with him? You know, I will give a shout out to Tina Brown of the Daily Beast on one thing. She wrote some interesting profile on why all these celebs had zero problem fraternizing with Jeffrey Epstein, even after we knew he was a pervert and a rapist. And it was basically, they don't care. The only thing they don't want to be seen around, she wrote, is people who are poor. They were more interested in rubbing elbows with the rich guy, notwithstanding his love of raping young.
You know what? You know what this is? You know what else this is doing for me? This is like redeeming Kash Patel. This redeems Kash Patel because Kash Patel said Epstein wasn't using the sex. What we're learning is Epstein was using money, campaign donations, and influence. What we keep hearing about, we don't hear that he did John Kerry. Hey, we hit our goal. We hit our goal. Thank you to everybody. We hit our goal, man. Double tap, hit the like button, vote in the poll, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Hit the super chat. We don't hear about he gave money to John Kerry presidential campaign. We don't hear about John Kerry going to the island or no honeypot scandal with John Kerry. But he did have influence. He did have influence in the DNC. Do you understand what I'm saying? We hear about him giving money to Chuck Schumer, but there's no honeypot scandal with Chuck Schumer. He just was a rich person. Did you hear what she said? They care about being around rich people. They care about money. The Democrat elite, Nancy Pelosi, worth $400 million. When Nancy Pelosi became a congresswoman, she was only worth $3 million. The Democrat elites care about money. See, they've been distracting us with the sex and the island, because the Democrats didn't want you to know what Jeffrey Epstein was really doing. Jeffrey Epstein was buying influence. It wasn't about videotapes. It wasn't about the island. It was about money, power, and influence. He gave money to influential people and entities so that he could do what he wanted to do. He didn't have to get a honeypot. Shout out to Cash Patel. Cash Patel, money laundering. Thank you. Cash Patel. I think you're going to be redeemed. I think a lot of Democrats were saying Cash Patel was not doing a good job. And a lot of people left MAGA because they thought Cash Patel was wrong. But what are we learning? Jeffrey Epstein had power and influence with politicians in the Democratic Party via his donations. He donated to the DNC. He donated to the senators. He donated to the committee. He donated to Chuck Schumer. He donated to John Kerry presidential campaign. He donated to Stacey Plaskett. He did not invite them to parties. He did not do honeypot scandals, but he did give out a lot of money that got him a good sweetheart deal when he got arrested. Remember, he got a sweetheart deal in 2008 and 2009. He got released early by a Democratic president. Obama was president for 8 years. He took office in 2008. Jeffrey Epstein had a great, listen to this. This is what I've been saying to my audience. Jeffrey Epstein was able to live a great life after conviction under Barack Obama. That is disgusting. Do you guys hear what I am suggesting? I am saying Barack Obama wasn't part of a honeypot, but Jeffrey Epstein had donated and been friends with so many Democratic high-profile officials that he got Alex Acosta to give him a good deal. He got a good deal from the feds, and after his conviction, he still was able to play in the water with the Democratic Party. Can you guys believe after his conviction, they still had some of his money? Do you know, we thought it was videotapes. We thought Jeffrey Epstein had videotapes. No, Cash Patel was correct. There are no videotapes, but it's worse. The DNC still has Jeffrey Epstein dollars. That means we could prosecute the DNC. The DNC are criminals. Chuck Schumer, all these people are criminals who took money from a known criminal. That is what the story should be. The story is Jeffrey Epstein was able to move around, fly around, and do whatever because of his political ties and friendships that he bought with money. In America, we need to change the laws and stop letting billionaires buy influence. Jeffrey Epstein was able to buy influence. They still today, listen to this today, the DNC right now, Jeffrey Epstein's been dead 5 years, and the DNC still has $32,000 of Jeffrey Epstein dollars. Can you believe that? To this day, the DNC, if Jeffrey Epstein was alive, he could probably argue to get an early release because he still has people who owe him favors, and it's not about a videotape. Think about how sick our minds are. Baby oil. They perverted the American public. You don't even think about politics. How many people thought Jeffrey Epstein was this super savvy businessman and politician? Instead, the liberal media wanted to pollute your mind with sex and baby oil. Oh, Diddy's connected to Epstein, and they're doing a honeypot. But no one talked about the politics. No one talked about how many people Epstein knew and for how long. This goes back to 1992. 1992. He's given money. Let me go back to my data. It goes back to 1992, 1991, John Kerry. John Kerry ran for president. Jeffrey Epstein was friends with John Kerry in 1991, and he gave him thousands of dollars. He was friends with Bill Clinton in 1992. Do you know how far 91 is from 2019? That's over 30 years. Over 30 years, Jeffrey Epstein had influence in your Democratic Party. He was a decision maker in your Democratic Party. He was giving money and he was helping choose the Democratic leadership. He was a leader in the DNC. He is the reason why we have a Bill Clinton, a John Kerry. I don't think the American people truly understand what's going on. Jeffrey Epstein was donating money to the Democrats, helping picking presidential candidates going back to 1992. He did not go to jail for another 20, 30 years. It's not about sex. It's not about sex. We've been hoodwinked. It's not about sex. Peaking, let's look at some key patterns. The overall timeline. Peaking giving 1990s to the early 2000s. For example, 77,000 to Kerry. 77,000 to Kerry. Do you understand? $77,000. This is when this money, it was a lot of money back then. We're not talking about 2026. We're talking about in the early 90s, 1980s, back all the way to the 70s. $77,000. You know, you could buy a car for $4,000. You could buy a Mustang for $1,500. You could buy a house for $33,000. You could buy, my grandmother bought her first house for $15,000. A lot of people bought houses for $33,000. Look up on Zillow. Look on Zillow when your house was built in 1975, 1980, 1990. How much did it sell for initially? $33,000, $33,000, $50,000. He gave John Kerry $77,000, died, etc. Abrupt halt in 2003 because of the Florida probe, but he resumed donating sporadically. For example, Stacey Plaskett, the black woman from the Virgin Islands who were talking to Jeffrey Epstein, he gave her money in 2016 and 2018, possibly via a trust, like $13,000 to her PAC in 2014. So he was giving her money in 2014. Total Dems over $185,000. Retention versus returns. 32,000 is still in the DNC. They said it's too old. The DNC can't give it back and they're not going to donate it. Most individuals return the money. So everybody else returned the money, but the DNC said we ain't returning this. Too old. Some caveats. Donations. You know what I'm saying? This is the reality of the Jeffrey Epstein story. This is the reality of the Jeffrey Epstein story. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. Placid was in there. Placid. Let me play. Do we need to play Placid again?
Public corruption in the House of Representatives for both Republican and Democrat members.
They want to. I agree. We should censor Placid. We should censor Placid. What you guys think? Should we censor Placid?
For what purpose does the gentlelady from Florida seek recognition?
I have a parliamentary inquiry.
The gentlelady from Florida will state her inquiry.
I was wondering if the Speaker of the House of Representatives can explain why leadership on both sides, both Democrat and Republican, are cutting back-end deals to cover up public corruption in the House of Representatives for both Republican and Democrat members of Congress.
The gentlelady has not stated a proper parliamentary inquiry.
Thank you very much, but I think the American people know what happened tonight.
Woo! Backroom deals, baby.
For what purpose does the gentlelady from Florida seek recognition?
I have a parliamentary inquiry.
A parliamentary inquiry. Backroom deals. Stacey Plaskett should be prosecuted. I agree. I agree.
Delegate Stacey Plaskett and
come on, man. We having a good show today. Stacey Plaskett took money from Jeffrey Epstein and was on the phone. Democrats.
Resolution 888, censoring and condemning Delegate Stacey Plaskett and removing her from the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence for conduct that reflects the discredibility on the House of Representatives for colluding with convicted felon and offender Jeffrey Epstein during a congressional hearing.
Come on, baby.
Whereas Stacey Plaskett, the delegate representing the United States Virgin Islands in the House of Representatives, inappropriately coordinated in real time with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in a congressional hearing in February of 2019.
Yes, she did.
Whereas Delegate Plaskett was actively coached by Epstein during the hearing, receiving instructions on specific lines of questioning, and was congratulated after the message by Mr. Epstein, good work. Whereas Jeffrey Epstein, the Speaker of the House is not in order.
The gentleman has the floor. The chair would again ask the body to please observe decorum and keep conversations to a minimum. The gentleman has the floor.
Whereas Jeffrey Epstein was a known convicted felony sex offender, having pled guilty and been convicted for procuring a child for prostitution and solicitation, a proselyte in a plea deal in 2008, and served a 13-month prison sentence. Whereas in the course of that investigation, the FBI compiled reports on dozens of confirmed minors who credibly alleged sexual abuse by Mr. Epstein.
Disgusting. There she go right there. There she go. Stacey Plaskett. There she go right there. There she go. Hold on. Let's go back to the video. We got, where's she at? There she go. She said we need to move on. Here she go.
Going to get information to get at the truth. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have.
This is Stacey Plaskett's rebuttal. This is Stacey Plaskett. This is the woman who was on the phone from Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein gave her thousands of dollars. Let's go back to my facts. Jeffrey Epstein gave her thousands of dollars, in her campaign. There she is right there, Stacey Plaskett. Jeffrey Epstein gave her $8,000. They said 3 max contributions, and it says here that he donated to her via a PAC. 13. Look, you see this right here? You see this right here? Plaskett, 2016, 2018, possibly via trust, like 13,000 to her PAC in 2014. Jeffrey Epstein gave that to Stacey Plaskett. Now, here is her rebuttal. Here is her response to our claims this morning that you took money and you were friends and you worked with Jeffrey Epstein after he was convicted.
I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had...
Wait, look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that face. She said, wait a minute, because he was...
his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things. I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender. And it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and
Yeah. That's right. If it was, hold on, where my other lady at?
Mr. Chairman.
Where my other lady at? Where's she at? Let's break it down. Here she go.
Jeffrey Epstein himself, during a congressional hearing, You liberals, if it was
Stacey.
a Republican that
She's talking about Stacey. Remember, we just watched Stacey. Stacey got money. Listen.
If it was a Republican that was caught texting Jeffrey Epstein himself during a congressional hearing, you liberals would be losing your godforsaken minds. This woman was caught red-handed texting Jeffrey Epstein, and where is y'all's outrage about it? Because right now I hear crickets. I don't hear shit coming from y'all. And this is exactly what I'm getting so beyond fed up with. The fact that y'all never call out the weird bullshit behavior within your own party. Y'all love to pick and choose what to be outraged about because it depends on who it pertains to. Because let's be honest, y'all really don't give a fuck about those victims. All y'all care about is seeing Trump's name on that list. Y'all gotta remember something. Actions speak louder than words. And right now, the actions are speaking very loud. Like I said, this right here just proves that y'all truly do not actually care about any victim. You never have. So stop the damn bullshit.
They never cared about any victim.
If it was a Republican that was caught texting Jeffrey Epstein himself during a congressional hearing, you liberals would be losing your godforsaken minds. This woman was caught red-handed texting Jeffrey Epstein, and where is y'all's outrage about it?
I just wanted to thank you. Let's see. This is the text message right here. Because a lot of people want to know. Epstein, this is Jeffrey Epstein speaking to Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett. Epstein to Stacey, ask about the Moscow project. Plaskett, quick, I'm up. What else? Epstein, push Stormy payoff. After it was over, Epstein texted Stacey, good work. Good work. Like a dog? Wait a minute. Good work. Stacey is the congressperson. Stacey is the politician. Stacey is the one with the power. Jeffrey Epstein told Stacey good work. Who sounds like the boss to you? Who sounds like the boss? Who sounds like the boss? Epstein told Stacey good work. Epstein told Stacey what to say. Michael Cohen went to jail. Trump was found guilty of Stormy Daniels. How many people knew Epstein was behind the Stormy Daniels scandal? Jeffrey Epstein said, push Stormy. How many people knew Jeffrey Epstein was behind Stormy? Huh? This ain't about what they told you it was about. The Democrats used Jeffrey to help them go after Trump. The Democrats used Jeffrey to help them go after Trump. Jeffrey set up Donald Trump. Jeffrey brought them Stormy Daniels. Jeffrey was helping them prosecute live via cell phone, directing your leading Democrats on how to take down Trump. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? I don't never want to hear none of you liberals bring up Stormy Daniels again. If you ever bring up Stormy Daniels again, I know you are a sympathizer to Jeffrey Epstein. If you ever bring up Stormy Daniels again, I know you are a sympathizer for Jeffrey Epstein, because Jeffrey Epstein is the one who created, directed, and spearheaded the Stormy Daniels scandal. Woo! That's right, baby. We having a great show today. That's right, baby. We having a great show today. Oh, we having a great show today, man. What a great, great show we've been having today. $2 super chat. I turn. Oh, he was. Thank you, brother. High Voltage Studio said, I'll turn trans to date you. Thank you, brother. That's a good one. What would I have to turn? Because I'm heterosexual. I don't get it. It's still funny though. It's still funny because so he said high voltage would turn trans. But what does that make me? Right? What does that make me? Oh wow. You gotta have a big booty. I like big booties, big juicy booties. What else do we have today? We did that Cuomo. Man, that Megyn Kelly was fire. I think I want to do that Megyn Kelly. Hold on, who was this?
Transcript. There is no credible information that he trafficked them to anyone else. According to Vic.
All right, somebody want us to play this. Let's take a listen to this. Some more propaganda. Let's see what we got here.
You replied, according to the transcript, there is no credible information that he trafficked them to anyone else. According to victims who cooperated with the FBI in that investigation, these documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims to. That list also includes at least 19 other individuals, one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada. You replied, according to...
That was weak.
Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited
Oh, Comer. I like Comer. Comer going in. Come on, Comer. Give me something hot, man. Come on, Comer. Give me something hot, Comer. Give me something hot.
colleagues' coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let's run that back. Let's run. Thank you, Comer. Let's go.
Coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we found in the last document batch. The files underscore why former President Trump must appear for his deposition. We've subpoenaed him. To date, the Democrats have done nothing to help us secure his appearance. I support full transparency. The Oversight Committee will continue to work to get the truth to the American people and to get justice for the victims. That's our goal of this investigation. With that, I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, we reserve. The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Maryland is recognized.
Colleagues' coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein.
Did y'all see my thumbnail? Thank you, Comer. Hakeem Jeffries solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein. You can't make this up. Newly released campaign finance records show that from 1990 to 2018, Jeffrey Epstein directed about 89% of his political donations to the Democrat and progressive causes, with notable individual recipients including Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and Chuck Schumer. 2008, Epstein pleads guilty to solicitation. 2013, Hakeem Jeffries solicits money from Jeffrey Epstein. 2019, Stacey Plaskett texts with Jeffrey Epstein during a hearing to get Trump. That's just a fact, you guys. In 2013, Democratic fundraising firm representing Hakeem Jeffries sent an email to Jeffrey Epstein inviting him to a political dinner. This is a letter that Hakeem Jeffries sent this letter to Jeffrey Epstein. Do you guys believe it? We are thrilled to announce we are working with Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, one of the rising stars of the New York congressional progressive voice for the people of New York City. I did a profile piece about his work. Hakeem is committed to electing the Democratic majority in 2014. Hakeem, look at what friends and participate. Look, they even bring up Obama. If you would, what did they say? A fundraising dinner with President Obama this coming Monday night. Hakeem Jeffries is committed to electing a Democratic majority in 2014 and encouraging friends to participate in the DSCC. Now, remember, Epstein gave a lot of money to the DSC and the DCC, and there's going to be a dinner with President Obama. So when they said a dinner with Jeffrey Epstein and Hakeem Jeffries, they left out the fact that Barack Obama was going to be there. So Jeffrey Epstein was being invited to a dinner with Barack Obama post-conviction. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? He is a staunch supporter of Barack Obama, a progressive voice for the people. If you would like to get involved with the dinner or would like to get an opportunity to get to know Hakeem better, he is an impressive guy and who will be a progressive voice in New York politics for years to come. Thanks, Darren. This is from Darren to Jeffrey Epstein. Did you hear this? The Democrats are saying to Jeffrey Epstein, hey, I have a fundraising dinner with President Obama this Monday night. Shoot us an email or give us a call if you would like to get involved with the dinner. I can't make this up. Democrat majority, they are calling Jeffrey Epstein, emailing Jeffrey Epstein, and saying, we got a dinner with Barack Obama. If you want to participate, give us a call if you would like to get involved with the dinner. I didn't know Barack Obama was going to be at the dinner. Hakeem Jeffries is only about 4 months into his freshman year in Congress, but he's already positioning himself for a long career in Washington. This is how you get ahead in Washington. You align yourself with people like Jeffrey Epstein. If you're looking to knock Hakeem Jeffries off, Matt, you won't get very far. There's a hip hop song, Every Day I'm Hustling, and I kind of feel the way you feel here in Washington. Jeffrey said in a positive manner, of course. Hakeem Jeffries is hustling.
Say, let's coordinate wouldn't go in this smash actor. Received and acknowledged. We'll respond shortly. Say, let's coordinate wouldn't go in this smash actor. Received and acknowledged. We'll respond.
Oh, we had 2 hours, man. Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you, everybody watching and supporting. 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 I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, we got Timmy. I love Timmy. Hold on.
On the fritz, okay? Because you've got this a Democrat.
I love Timmy. This is going to be my last video today because I love Timmy.
has been caught colluding with Jeffrey Epstein several years ago in a hearing with Michael Cohen in an effort to better trap Trump, ultimately resulting in false criminal charges against him. This Democrat, Stacey Plaskett, has now admitted that she was texting with him. We know she was, but he was just a constituent. The only problem, Epstein's history was well known. Lawsuits were ongoing. These investigations were launched against him. And more importantly, the big break in the case that ultimately resulted in the rearrest of Jeffrey Epstein came in 2018. Plaskett was texting him in 2019. Now, Republicans have sought to censure this Democrat.
I didn't know that. So when she was talking to him in 2019, he had the big break in the case at, wow. I didn't know that. So when she was talking to him in 2019, the feds were investigating him and they were going to prosecute him. Wow. Wow.
That's it. Guys, this is how you get revolt. This is why Gen Z is on the fritz, okay? Because you've got the socialist left saying, there's no future for us. We can't own property. Take it from them. They're also upset about Israel and Epstein. And then you have on the Gen Z right, Donald Trump and Republicans are not getting the job done. They're still bringing in immigrants. There's not going to be houses. There's not going to be jobs. Though their strategy and their solutions are different, the grievances are generally the same. So what do you think happens? And I want you guys tell me, you comment below. What do you think happens when all of Gen Z is basically like, there is literally no one you can vote for who is going to do anything about the corruption of the elites? Democrats are colluding with them. Republicans can't even censure these people. Now, my response is vote them all out, every single one. Maybe a small handful can stay. But this is a major bombshell of a story. Not just that this Democrat has now admitted to colluding with known sexual predator and trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. She excuses it, and they couldn't even censure her.
Great point. That was a powerful point. In my chat today, a lot of people have said, vote them all out. A lot of people said, vote them all out. So I got a lot of respect and love for Gen Z. Thank you guys for all your help today. We reached our goal. We reached our goal of our likes. We got 145 likes. That's awesome. We reached our goal. Protect our house and country. I like that, Teresa. We reached our goal. 146, 146. Heads up, 7 up. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 11 a.m.